Scott SJWellfire.com. Final Days Report, episode 305. Why is the Department of Energy involved with the Eugenics Institute and they funded the Genome Project? Department of Energy, Eugenics Institute, funding and joining forces for the Genome Project. DNA, folks, you're living in as the days of Noah, as we always talk about. This VCast, we're going to talk about how does this relationship and what's the technology thereof that fits the mark of the beast, transhumanism, and biohacking you, taking away your free will. As Noah Harari has said, monitoring you under the skin, that futurist shill of the global elite. And I say that loosely, my friends. But the last VCast I did, check that one out. It's gone somewhat viral for me. Of Israel's AI system, targeting system of people in Gaza, targets in Gaza, called the gospel. And we link it to Noahide laws. So when I was researching Noahide laws, I ran across Elizabeth Glass, who ran for some sort of office, I think in New York, just an anti-vaxxer. And she somewhat took off within the truth movement. She's Jewish. And she started researching Noahide laws and has been a trooper trying to blow the trumpet for Christians about Noahide laws. And so I was just cruising through her channel and I saw this video that she did a while ago that I just thought was interesting, where she builds this connection between the Department of Energy, the Institute of Eugenics, and the Genome Project. This is creepy, my friends, but let's let her play it.
The first stop was the Eugenics Records Office at Cold Spring Harbor Lab. I'm from the nearby town of Huntington and took biology classes here as a young child in the mid-70s. The lab was established in the year 1890, and as you can see from these pictures, it has changed a great deal over the years. Also, here are some screenshots from their website to show some of the projects they're working on now. The people who helped us at the Eugenics Records Office were very nice. They even saved Allison a parking spot in the parking lot. Here, Allison is doing her research. She is studying the origins of the Human Genome Project. Here is one of the documents she was looking at, and you can pause the video to read. If you really want to find out why a project is being done, follow the money. Who is paying for it? Why is the U.S. Department of Energy financing the Human Genome Project? A quote from the CEO, knowledge of genomes is advancing energy production. I don't know about you, but this makes me really think differently about the movie The Matrix. According to this New York Times article, all that remains of the Eugenics Records Office are files and photographs. Here is the library of the Eugenics Records Office. According to the article, the lab turned its genetic focus to breeding better plants and animals. Here are screenshots of some of the books in the library, and you can pause the video to read these, but to summarize, they're absolutely shocking and they are racist, and one has to wonder why these books are on display and not in a box in a basement somewhere. Did the eugenics program end, or did it morph into the Human Genome Project?
Within her video, I thought it was interesting. The Eugenics Institute talked about some of their projects basically are to make better animals and plants. You're the animal, my friends. And one of the projects was NeuroAI. I think I might have covered that before, but let's read again, which stands for the integration of neuroscience and artificial intelligence is blending, right? And again, quantum computers, the founders said they speak to other dimensions. This appears to me to be just one big soul trap. Take away your free will. Allow for easy demon possession, making you just a vessel tied up to this artificial intelligence, taking away your free will. God gives free will. Jesus gives free will. Lucifer takes your free will. He's trying to steal your soul. NeuroAI is the multidisciplinary field that aims to understand how the brain works and how to improve AI systems by incorporating biological principles and mechanisms. Never forget all the podcasts we've done on how they're taking brain tissue and putting them in quantum computers to run AI. And again, I had a dream the Antichrist had a fake resurrection. They took his brain, and this was in 2008, and put him on a mega computer. That technology is here, my friends. And then you think about it, Neuralink from Elon Musk, they can rewire your brain without invasive surgery, connecting through your veins the pathways. It's pretty sick stuff, my friends. But again, Department of Energy, eugenics in the Genome Project. You need to think about this. We've covered this before. The average human body at rest can produce 100 watts of power. This is enough electricity to power up a light bulb. Some humans have the ability to output over 2,000 watts of power, for instance, if sprinting. And then we've talked about before how the graphene is superior at transferring energy. We're dealing with demonic, sick people. It's disgusting, my friends. So I dove deep into the Department of Energy's goals. What are their goals with funding the Genome Project? And the funding was about $3.8 billion. That money could be used to not defile the temple of God, that is you, my friends. But the third one really got to me. Develop the knowledge base, computational infrastructure, and modeling capabilities to advance predictive understanding, and get this, manipulation of biological systems. We have covered the executive orders from the Biden administration of this biohacking, bioengineering, this as the days of Noah platform, defiling everything. Going back to Genesis 3, Jesus put enmity between the woman, human, and Satan's seed line. It's a seed war, my friends. A great time to be alive. Great time to be alive. And again, Department of Energy funding the Genome Project. It just reminds me of stories that we've covered often. Scientists want to use people as antennas to power 6G, 6G, 5G, communicate at the cell level. I went a little deeper. They want to use humans as a power source and as antennas by harvesting the waste energy from visible light communication, VLC. VLC is a wireless version of fiber optics, which uses light from LEDs to transmit information. And again, think of the graphene in the poke. That is perfect for transferring energy. This is nothing short of mark of the beast, hive mind technology. And again, I think the poison poke, as the days of Noah devil juice, I think it's a primer because the Bible says you have to worship an image as well, and definitely has defiled the temple of God. And I think there definitely is optogenetics, mind controls, and technology that we've proven out. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. We cover the news and we link it to the End of Days Bible, my friends. And I think I've covered this before as well, but it's been a very, very long time. Wireless system can power devices inside the body. Wireless system can power devices inside the body. Seems like Mark of the Beast technology to me. The new technology could enable remote control of drug delivery, sensing, and other medical applications. MIT researchers working with scientists from Brigham and Women's Hospital have developed a new way to power and communicate with devices implanted deep within the human body. Such devices could be used to deliver drugs, monitor conditions inside the body, or treat disease by stimulating the brain with electricity or light. That's optogenetics. That's mind controlism technology as well. Treat disease. What if the thought in your head was a disease? Do you remember the viral video? Supposedly, it might have been at the Pentagon, where they were talking about how they were going to use poison pokes to deaden the God gene, to take away fanatics that believe in the Bible, and also probably people that believe in the Quran, to deaden their connection to God. What potentially did we just see, my friends? There were a lot of reports that people said, I can no longer hear from God. They had to fast and actually probably get that nanotech out of them, my friends. The implants are powered by radio frequency waves, which can safely pass through the human tissue. Now, there's radio frequency, EMF frequency. I'm not an expert in any of it, but I do know 5G, 6G communicates at the cell level. So they can power things. They can power things from external inputs. You have to remember, Lucifer's smarter than all of us, and he knows the Bible better than all of us, my friends. So I did a little bit more research, going back into why is the Department of Energy focusing on the Genome Project linked to the Eugenics Institute. It's a pair that doesn't seem to make any sense, my friends. And here's a white paper on their own website. The U.S. Department of Energy, DOE, Pacific Northwest Site Office, proposes to conduct microbiological, get this, biomedical and diagnostic research project. Is always about biomedical. Well, it'll be about biofinancial. It'll be about bioengineering. It'll be about bioeconomics, right? Remember Microsoft's 06, 06, 06, 06 patent, 06, 06, 06, right? Where if you do the said task we measured, you'll get paid in cryptocurrency. We did a podcast as well where they wanted to put your wallet in your DNA for Bitcoin. Technology's there, my friends. And I got the exact quote. Oftentimes I talk about the Nokia CEO at the World Economic Forum in Davos. His exact quote about you're going to be the cell phone is, by then, 2030, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the most common interface. Many of these things will be built directly into your own body. All life will be tagged, my friends. Every blade of grass will be tagged and measured with this new satanic system. And ultimately, it's a war on God's creation. It's a war on his creation. It kind of triggered me. What's the difference between Internet of Bodies and wireless body area network? And again, this is on Wikipedia, where the nanotechnology that we've proven, I wrote a book about it, this nanotech in you. Then you have this wireless body area network. And then you have the Internet of Bodies. So what's the difference between Internet of Bodies and wireless body area network? They're a lot alike in many ways, but maybe there's some differences. But let's read. Internet of Bodies is a broad term covering networks of smart objects linked to the internet that interact with the human body. Wireless body area networks are a subset, so lower, of the Internet of Bodies, focusing on low power wireless communication within, on, and around the body. So wireless body area networks are deeper. And I thought this was a little interesting and nefarious. Wireless body area networks mainly employ body channel communication. So that sounds like, to me, going through your veins using so-called harmless electrical signals through the human body for secure and efficient communication, connecting multiple things probably in your body, all that nanotech in your body. Internet of Body devices serve multiple functions like tracking, diagnosing, treating, enhancing, or augmenting the human body. And then it goes to say wireless body network really primarily monitors, senses, stimulates signals like heart, blood pressure, temperature, and brain activity. So it monitors, but when will wireless body area network enhance your brain activity or take away your brain activity or plant memories? That technology is there. We've covered that many, many times. One of my earlier podcasts, I covered that technology in a warfare college. Sick stuff, my friends. Sick stuff. Now you have to remember, Lucifer is the great copycat, right? And he's going to set up a hive mind army, probably also to fight Jesus Christ with his second coming. This mind controlism technology, if he can get everybody to actually take up arms against Christ when he comes back, and also Christians, he thinks he's going to win. Let's read. A hive mind can also be artificially created, such as by using a network of brain implants or a virtual reality system that links multiple minds together. So if you think about it, these tech companies, I think, might be the 10 kings. Let's read. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings, 1 hour with the beast, the Antichrist. These have one mind, one hive mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, unto the Antichrist. So with this dream that I had of the Antichrist and a quantum computer showing up as a hologram, 6G, 5G is probably going to be there, free energy devices, because the world's going to be in such turmoil. People taking the mark of the beast, probably completing that process from the as days of Noah devil juice, worshiping the image, and then becoming completely mind controlled and just going after, chasing Christians. I had to run into the woods after this whole thing was happening. It just reminds me, since Lucifer's a great copycat, and on that spirit of hive mind, God used hornets. Hornets have a hive mind, a hive activity. Granted, this sounds like God was directing them, but went after and destroyed the Nephilim, Satan's children. So Lucifer's going to want to try to destroy God's creation to go after Christians. Not only with people that have lost their soul and ultimately have blasphemed the Holy Ghost by cutting themselves off of being ever saved, but also beasts of Revelation 6. But let's read. And I will send hornets before thee, which shall drive out the Hivite, Canaanite, and the Hittite from before thee. Deuteronomy 7:20. Moreover, the Lord thy God will send the hornet among them until they that are left and hide themselves from thee be destroyed. Reminds me of Revelation 6, seal 4. And I looked, behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. So probably all the demonic spirits. You think about this. If they're setting us up to be defiled with this nanotech, and quantum computers speak to other dimensions, and 5G, 6G helps communicate these things, they're providing vessels for demon possession. And their predictive programming with movies, that movie that the Obamas just produced that we actually did a deep dive on, with the deer just acting very, very strange and not fearing man. Well, what's going on there, my friends? Have they been defiled with nanotech and the things they're dumping on us with the chemtrails? And power was given unto them over a fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. These beasts, animals losing the fear of God, I think that'll be part of it. Maybe even the rise of Skynet. Who knows, my friends? Wild time to be alive, my friends. Absolute wild time to be alive. And all of this, too, reminds me of the podcast that we did, Final Days Report, episode 290, of digital immortality, AI rapture. They're talking about you being in a pod. How will the Department of Energy suck your energy to fuel whatever? And then you'll be living in meta in this fake world reality. But they'll promise you can live forever. Men will seek death and not be able to find it. All comes together. It all fits like a glove. Check out our website for our ebooks. The one is open. Primes of Fourth Beast System Iron Mix with clay, graphene oxide mix and you, Of God t-shirts, Save Souls. Tell your story. Preparation is biblical, my friends. More importantly, thank you for your prayers and support. And the reason why I'm doing this, again, I started to have dreams that would come true on a personal perspective in 2008. And I had a dream not to go to the January 6th protest for the election because I was going to go. And I had a dream it was a trap. So I started to try to warn everybody. And then I started reading, if a watchman doesn't blow the trumpet, the blood's back on his head. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to be obedient to the Lord. I enjoy the small community that we've built. But ultimately, the world of Satan's empire has come to kill, steal, and destroy with fear and deception. Final Days Report at SJWellfire cuts through the psyops to equip the saints and save souls so you can rest without fear in your eternal salvation. Have a blessed day.